What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, my hair is back. I am ready to go. It is Wear Test Wednesday, and today I will be trying out the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Oh god, please excuse my nails. Ugh. I'm so sorry. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. So I've actually had this foundation in my collection for a while, and I've worn it like once or twice, but whenever I wore it, I feel like it was a little bit too light for me, and so I didn't like it because it was too light. Because if you don't know, if you ever wear a foundation that is too light for you, it's going to enhance texture a lot. If you wear a foundation that's too dark for you, it doesn't do that, but if you wear one that is too light for you, it enhances every little, like, if you have any dead skin or pores or just any bumps or texture or anything, for some reason, any foundation that is too light for you will enhance that texture. So I wasn't a big fan of it then, but now that I've gotten even lighter, I feel like it's going to be the right shade for me, so we're gonna try this out today. I have the shade Soft Ivory, which was the lightest shade that was at the CVS that's closest to my house. However, I just looked on their website and it looks like they have two shades lighter than this, or at least with different undertones, because I have Soft Ivory, and then there's Shell Ivory, and then there's Porcelain. So Porcelain is the lightest shade. It looks like they have 20 shades, so that's pretty good for Wet n Wild. I mean, really, drugstores in general, drugstore ranges in general, but it looks like even though they only have 20 shades, they have like a good, it's not like, oh, a bunch of light shades and then a few dark shades. Like, they have a good shade range. I understand if not all companies want to release 40 shades, like that's totally understandable, honestly, because that's a lot. It's a lot of shades. I think it's just smarter, like if you don't want to release 40 shades, then release just a few shades like Wet n Wild did, 20 shades, but have a good range. Have a few light, a few mid-tone, and a few dark, you know? Just be friendly to all of us. Give us all a chance. So props to Wet n Wild for that. However, I have not seen, you know, it's totally different whenever you see it on the website. Maybe in person, these dark shades are actually pretty light, so I don't know. But from the website, that's what it looks like. This is the Photo Focus foundation, and it retails for $5.99. So this is a $6 foundation, and I've heard all kinds of rants and rambles about how great this is, so I'm gonna read you the description really quick. It says, your skin only better. Our new high-performing skin perfecting foundation underwent major road testing under 7 different photo lighting conditions to deliver flawless camera ready makeup every time. Specially made with a matte light diffusing complex to give your skin a hashtag no filter perfection. High performing breakthrough formula featuring light adjusting complex to help prevent white cast in photos, tested under 7 light conditions with and without the use of flash. There's a lot more about this. It like tells you all the different kinds of lightings that they tested it in. Something about some models and some panels of women. I'm just catching things here. There's also like reviews and ingredient lists and obviously all kinds of other stuff. This is really good because honestly, a lot of drugstore products, like it's hard to find like a full-on description of them, whether you go to wherever they're sold, like Target or something like that, or you go to the website itself, like sometimes it'll just be like hydrating in 12 shades. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not anything super crazy or anything that's like really descriptive. So, oh my god, my AC is on and it's making me cold. Why is my AC on? Oh my gosh, this coffee is so good! That was my first sip of coffee in the morning, in case you couldn't tell. Alright, so I am going to prep my skin the way that I normally do. So I'm taking a little bit of the milk cooling water, and I'm just going to run that all over my face. This is going to help to give a little bit of hydration as well as depuff. The depuff is really the main thing that I'm looking for because it's the morning. It's the late morning because I don't have to work until 1 today, which is nice. Getting some nice breakouts right here for you guys, to just trying to look my best for you guys. I honestly think I'm breaking out because I've been wearing drugstore foundation consistently. Like, this is what happens every freaking time I start wearing drugstore foundations, like every day, I break out. I think it's just because quality of ingredients. Like, honestly, I really do. Like, I have a little breakout right here, right here. I had some breakouts in here. There were some on my cheek that have gone down, and then it's been pretty nasty around here. So then I'm going to take a little bit of my Dior Lip Sugar Scrub. Normally I can wear a foundation, like a drugstore foundation, for like 1 day, but if I start wearing it for like every day, this is what happens. just what freaking happens, and I hate it so much. But anyways, I've been wearing the Maybelline The Dream Mousse, the one that I did a wear test on. I will link that wear test right here if you'd like to see how that foundation lasted and the texture of it and everything and my thoughts on it. Obviously I like it because I've been wearing it, so I'll link it right here. So this foundation is kind of unique because look, it has like a little spatula guy. What does that remind me of? The Marc Jacobs? The Marc Jacobs Remarkable? What am I saying? I'm just gonna use my Fenty palette as a mirror. I don't know why I felt like I had to show you guys that. Alright, I'm just taking a little bit of the Cover FX Blurring Primer. This has been my holy grail right now. And I'm only gonna apply that to one side of my face. Which side? I think it's my right side that has larger pores. So if you don't know, I apply a primer to one side of my face because I never want to give a foundation a bad review if it like reacts badly with my primer. Because not all foundations and primers work together, and so like if you use the wrong kind of foundation with the wrong kind of primer, then they can react badly together. So I don't want to give a foundation a bad review just because it reacted badly with my primer. That's why I only put it on half of my face. Also to see how much the primer helps with that foundation and the texture of it and how good the foundation looks by itself. I have a whole video on foundations and primers and the differences and the ingredients and stuff like that. So if you want to see that, I will link it right here and you can hop on over there. I will also have it linked down in the description box like always, so you don't have to click over right away, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my spatula. Should I put it out onto a plate first? I don't know. I feel like putting it directly on my face is unsanitary. I feel like we do that with other things all the time. I don't know what to do. So I have heard, I know I'm like totally late on the game with this guy, but I have heard a lot of really great things about this foundation. And like I said, I mean, I'm not totally late. I bought it a while back. It was too light for me and I didn't make the time to go and grab more. So I'm just taking a little bit of that. Oh, that's really light. I hope that's not too light still. I'm gonna apply that with my Real Techniques sponge. Well, that is kind of light. Oh, one thing that I wanted to mention that I've never heard anyone mention about this foundation, I don't know why nobody has ever talked about it. They've only just talked about how great this foundation is. It literally smells straight up like paint. Like it smells like I opened a paint can and that's what I'm putting on my face. That's exactly what it smells like. Okay, no, this color isn't that bad. It's actually kind of perfect. Like look at it in comparison to my neck. Like it's pretty perfect. Yeah, so the fact that this smells like paint kind of worries me a little bit because I'm like, what the heck is in this? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, something that smells that strongly of paint makes me scared for my skin. But I do it for the tube. Oh my gosh, my cat is losing her mind at my door right now. I don't know what's her deal. Definitely feels very, very lightweight. I'm really hoping this doesn't break me out even more. I don't think I have any concealers that are gonna be light enough for me. It has really, really nice coverage. I do think it's a little bit too light for me, but it's not so light that it's enhancing my texture. Like, there's a little bit of texture that I can tell is from it being too light for me, but it's nothing. It's not horrible. It does feel extremely lightweight, like I'm a little bit surprised by it. Like it literally feels like air. Like there's nothing on my skin. I'm just a little bit nervous because I don't think my concealer is going to be light enough to brighten this. I'm taking a little bit of my Lancome Chant Idole Ultra Wear Concealer and I'm just taking a smidge of that. Then I use this to color correct under my eyes because your girl got some bags, little tiny bags, but mostly just dark circles. I've been thinking about doing a video on color correcting and just kind of understanding it and when it's necessary and when it is not necessary and when you should do it, when you shouldn't, and everything in between. So let me know if you guys would like to see a video on that. Let me know down in the comments and I will get back to you. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of my Kevyn Aucoin, the Supernatural Concealer. I said the right name this time. I'm in the shade Light EC01. Hopefully this is light enough for this. We shall see. And I just take a tiny amount of that concealer to brighten up the under eyes. Oh, it doesn't look bad. So I'm starting to notice a little bit of texture in here, and not the kind of texture that's like from the foundation being too light, but I think it's texture from the foundation drying down and then me putting concealer over it and blending the concealer over it, and it's kind of like picking that foundation back up. I almost wonder if this is a kind of foundation that you would want to use like with a brush, or it doesn't look bad. I just notice a little bit more texture in here than there was before. My nose is itchy. My nose always starts to run and it always starts to itch every time I do my foundation. Every time. It is without fail. I told my boss that and he was like, maybe you're allergic to something. And I was like, oh, maybe I am. If all it does is make my nose run, I don't think it's anything to be concerned about. So, alrighty. Just taking a little bit of my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. Smoothing out any creases. And set. So I'm just pressing this onto my under eyes, around my nose area. This foundation is definitely more on the matte side, so if you struggle with like really dry skin, you would definitely either want to veer away from using this foundation, or you would want to just make sure that you prep your skin really well. Put a heavier moisturizer on or something, because this foundation dries down for sure. I'm excited to see how this wears throughout the day though. Like, I want to know, like, if this is like a super long wearing foundation, that would be like really cool. Like, it still feels a little bit tacky to the touch, so I might have to put setting powder everywhere. I hate putting powder on my face. I'm just gonna take a little Bare Minerals brush, tappity tap, and press a little bit, just a small amount, enough to just kind of get rid of that tackiness. Because if I leave it tacky like that, my concealer and my blush and everything won't blend nicely over it. I'm gonna spray a little bit of the Sephora Beauty Amplifier setting spray. I've been using this one a lot recently. I've been using setting sprays on a daily basis. I don't always use them on a daily basis, but I have now, so I've been doing it in my wear test since it's been part of my routine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray that all over. Especially whenever I have to put powders on. I just love this mist so much. It smells good. It like feels good. Like, it feels cooling and refreshing. Like, I want to just carry this around with me all summer and just like spray it on my face all day, because it just feels so nice. And it's only like, what, like $15, I think. It's crazy. Probably not even that much. And there are a lot of setting sprays that make my skin feel tight after a minute because they have alcohol in them. Because most setting sprays have alcohol in them. If you want me to do a video on breaking down ingredients in setting sprays and what they do and the different setting sprays that there are, just like I did with setting powders and primers, then let me know, because I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Let me know down in the comments. Leave that comment. Fill that comment section. Fill it. All right, you guys, I am getting ready for work right now, so I'm going to hop off camera, go and do my makeup, and I will be right back, do a check-in, and we will be on our way. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, listen. I can explain. You see, what had happened was, I have not done a check-in all day. But I can explain. I had a long day at work, so I started filming later than I should have started filming, and so by the time I finished applying this makeup look right here, which, by the way, if you want to see what I use for this, I actually am going to upload a mini tutorial on my Instagram for this look. It will not go up on my YouTube. It will only be for Instagram, so if you want to see that look, make sure that you follow me on Instagram so that you can see that. But anyways, what happened was I was running late for work, so I didn't get to do a check-in before I left for work, so I just left straight for work. I made it to work on time, and then I was so busy at work all day. I mean, it is a Monday, so like the day that I'm filming this, it is a Monday, so the store wasn't super busy, but we did just roll out this new technology. I work at Sephora, by the way, if you're new here. I'm a beauty studio coordinator at Sephora, and we just rolled out this new technology called the Digital Makeover Guide. What it does is it allows us to track, whenever you book an appointment with us, it allows us to track all the products that we used on you and send it to you so that you have it for future reference, so that if you can't buy everything everything that day, you can refer back to that if you found a product that you love but you couldn't get that day, or you just want it for future reference. Anyways, it's really cool. If you're interested in it, go to Sephora, check it out, ask them about it, they'll use it on you. Blah, 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 blah. With all that said, while I was on my break, my mind was preoccupied with all this digital makeover stuff. And plus I was running late for work, so I didn't get to do a check-in before then. And then I just got home from work about an hour ago, and I was like, crap, I have not done a check-in all day. So here I am at midnight. It is 11:57, so it's pretty much midnight, to tell you that this foundation has lasted very, very well. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that this foundation is not on my face by itself. None of my foundations in my wear test are on my face by themselves. I always do setting powder, and I usually do setting spray, especially as of recently. So keep in mind that setting powders and setting sprays are really going to add a lot of longevity to whatever foundation you wear. Also, please keep in mind that I have normal to dry skin, and with that, I'm not producing a lot of oil in this area or in this area or in the chin or wherever oily people get oily. So I don't have oils that are coming up throughout the day and breaking up the foundation. I mean, I still produce oil. Everybody's skin produces oil, but I don't have oily skin. Like, I'm not producing an excessive amount of oil. So I want you to keep in mind that, like, even though there's a lot of foundations that wear really well on me, I want you to keep in mind how I am setting them and how my skin works with them based off of my skin type. And that's something that you should always keep in mind whenever you're watching any beauty blogger, anybody who is doing a review on any product. What is their skin type? How are they using it? You know, and everything that goes into that. Because if you're not using it the same way, or if you don't have the same skin type or whatever it may be, then keep in mind it may be the way that they are using it that's making it last well. Now, I've definitely had foundations that haven't lasted well, and I've definitely had some that have fallen apart throughout the day and, you know, just looked textured or dry or slipped or slided and slipped around or whatever. However, I do like to do my wear tests whenever I'm going to work, because work is a typical day for me. You know what I'm saying? I typically work 9 hours a day, which means that I'm really out of my house for usually at least 10 hours a day. And then I come home and I'm here for a few hours, and then I go to bed and I wake up and I do it again. So a few things that I want to touch on about this foundation. I freaking love how my contour, my blush, and my highlight wore on top of it. There are other ones, like I think it was the NARS Natural Radiant, for example. My bronzer kind of broke up throughout the day with that one. Looks like I touched my face or something right here, like I scratched it or didn't blend it or something. Everything feels like it's really, really kind of set in place. Looks like I did get some red eyeshadow or something on my face, and it has broken up around my nose quite a bit. So around here, apparently scratched it off or something right here. I know that I tend to touch my nose a lot. Honestly, the texture of this one reminds me quite a bit of the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation, but a little bit better, honestly, in the sense of it doesn't look as dry, but it sets the same way. That's why it reminds me of the Smashbox Studio Skin, because the way that it kind of sets down, it dries like the Smashbox Studio Skin. Girl, it is the end of the day. Anyways, let's take a peek at my forehead. I have a little friend here. Say hello, introduce yourself. Anyways, I mean, considering that this foundation is $5.99, this is pretty freaking good. Like, this is good. How this is worn off throughout the day reminds me of Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion. That's how it wears. Like, it has come up around the nose area. It has worn off on my forehead a little bit and my chin area a little bit. Has worn off mostly on these little breakouts that I have, which is kind of odd to me. I'm like, why did you wear out there? Definitely am having more redness peek through on my jawline, which doesn't always happen. It's pretty common, but it doesn't always happen. Like, I definitely have really long wearing foundations that don't wear off around my jawline. However, this one did a little bit. But I mean, guys, come on. This does not look bad. Like, I could throw a little bit of powder on top of this, kind of touch it up a little bit, and then go out for girls' night. You know what I'm saying? Or go out to dinner or whatever. Like, it's not like this just fell apart. You know what I'm saying? For $5.99, this is really, really good. The only thing that I cannot get over, is that smell. I mean, it literally smells straight up like paint. Not like nail polish or anything like that, but straight up paint. Like paint that you paint your walls with. Like that kind of paint. It's like, I can't get over it. Like, I feel like I'm walking through Home Depot or something. And I never hear anybody talk about the smell of it. There are some people that have been like, oh yeah, it smells like it has a little bit of a scent or whatever, a little bit of a weird smell or whatever. And I was like, okay, whenever you say a little bit of a weird smell, I'm like, okay, maybe it smells a little bit chemically or whatever. But then I smelled it and I was like, oh my God, I'm scared. Like, that's paint? That smells like paint. All in all, I'm going to wear this foundation more throughout the week because I really do like the color for me. I mean, look at it. It looks perfect. I really do like the color of it for me, so I'm going to wear it more throughout the week and see if it breaks me out, because that Maybelline foundation that I've been wearing definitely broke me out, and I'm pretty sad about it, but I'm going to see if this one breaks me out even more. I really hope not, because I don't want to break out, you guys. I hate it. I'll definitely be wearing it tomorrow. I'm going to be getting ready for a photo shoot tomorrow, which I'm super excited about. I'll be collaborating with my friend Hillary. She is a photographer, and we're gonna do like some grungy urban shots, and then I'm thinking about doing like a milk bath shoot. I don't know if we're gonna do that tomorrow or if we're gonna do it on another day, but anyways, I'm super excited about it, so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. So oh, by the way, I applied this around 10 o'clock, maybe closer to 10:30. I think it was closer to 10:30, and it is now past 12. So that had a good almost 14 hours. So for 14 hours with a $5.99 foundation, if you can get over the smell of it and it doesn't make you break out, I say go for it. I say totally wear it. Of course, whenever you are buying high-end foundations, they have higher quality ingredients, which is why they don't tend to break me out as much. But if you don't have that issue, girl, I say go for it. I'm really excited to try this, see how I like it. I really hope it doesn't break me out, because I will definitely be reaching for it more, because it's kind of longevity for $6. Are you freaking kidding me? It's worth it. And the texture of it is super nice. I don't feel like it's gotten cakey even with my oils coming up throughout the day. It has worn off with my oils coming up throughout the day, but for 14 hours, I mean, girl, touched up and go out, you know? If it's like, no foundation is gonna look absolutely flawless for 14, 15, 16, 18 hours, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to wrap up this wear test. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you found this video informative. If you guys want to see me put more products to the test, then let me know what products you are interested in down below in the comments, and I will be sure to respond. I love talking to you guys in the comments. I try to respond as much as possible. It's not like I have a million subscribers over here, so I respond. I do. Let me know what you want to see, and I will definitely make it for you. I have lots of requests in the works that I'm super excited about. I have a lot of energy tonight because I am on my 3rd cup of coffee, so let me know how many cups of coffee you had today, and I will see you all in Friday's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye. Oh, I've been thinking about doing a foundation. I've been thinking about doing a foundation. That's what I meant to say. Yes. Good job. Good job, Delena.